What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wars in the Stars, episode number 119. Today, we have a Bad Batch Season 3, episode 12 and 13 review. We'll talk about the new Tales of the Empire announcement and trailer that came out a couple weeks ago. Literally everything that happens a day after we have a show, and usually we do bi-weekly shows now, so it's like tough to talk about things. Alex is going to touch a little bit on this Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws controversy that's been happening since the game trailer came out. And then we'll touch probably a little bit on the fact that Disney Plus is bringing back cable. Cable is back. Cable is so back.
The answer to cable is bring it back.
Bring it back. Alex, my man, it's been a couple of weeks since we done our last show. How we doing? We're approaching a big stretch for us here with the Acolyte and the boys. How we feeling? How we feeling as we're coming up to that?
I am ready. As I'm sure you know, I've been in this big anime kick as of late, and I am so excited to get back into live action stuff.
Right.
Because as I'm sure I've made very aware with this show's not doing it for me from an animation standpoint. It's gonna go even further. I can't lie. Before we get into this, I don't remember what happened in the last two episodes.
Right. I watched it 30 minutes ago and I don't remember what happened.
I remember Rampart was in one of them.
Who's in both of them?
He was in 12?
They got him in 12. Remember how they got him?
No, I didn't remember this.
They got him from the prison.
Oh. No, I didn't remember this.
They got him from the prison.
Yeah. I think
that Echo was in an episode?
Yeah. I don't remember which one, but I remember Echo being there.
He was there.
Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, I've just been grinding out Persona 3 Reload, watching tons of anime still. Honestly, I've been going back and watching a bunch of Star Wars, like Clone Wars and Rebels again.
Really?
Yeah, going back and watching actually good Star Wars.
What, like specific arcs or just?
Yeah, specific points. Like I've been watching a lot of like the two-parter parts of Rebels.
Right.
And then just going back, watching like Mortis, like all the Mandalore arcs and all that.
Why? What made you?
Why not?
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like that's a thing. Yeah, we have a. I'm going to Boston on Sunday with a couple of girls and one of my good friends. We always tease them that they don't know Star Wars, and we've been trying to get them into it. So we're supposed to watch The Phantom Menace here soon because they want to start from the beginning.
Well, so that's been like the other thing about like me rewatching all this is because I've gotten really into like rating all the shows and all that.
I've been seeing some of your Twitter comments. I think they've been very good when people like ask. Yeah, I've been seeing some of your Twitter comments. I think they've been very good.
Like I've been getting really into like rating all my stuff and all that, dude. So it's like I try to rate the like series and all that based off of like, rewatches and all that.
Right.
But yeah.
You try to give them objective standards for a subjective thing. I like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I mean, hey, I can't lie. I haven't rated all of Star Wars. Like I need to do a thorough rewatch of all the movies again.
I'm down to do it with you because I haven't watched a lot of them since we watched them in like COVID times.
Yeah.
So I'm down to do it with you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'd always be down to rewatch Star Wars.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I was thinking about it. How do you start Star Wars with somebody? Because I feel like if you start them with The Phantom Menace, that's bad.
Well, I think nowadays, I think it is probably just better to start them with Phantom Menace because it depends. Well, it depends on how they're watching Star Wars. Because if they're gonna watch the shows, start them at Phantom Menace. They're gonna get into Clone Wars and all that way sooner.
I was also thinking, like, for me, I'm like, I literally might. The Mandalorian would be good to just drop him into the world.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a show that you don't need to have like a PhD in Star Wars lore to know
I
what's
could
going
just
on.
drop you into the world and you're
Yeah,
immersed.
yeah, and you can kind of put together some stuff once you watch like the movies and Clone Wars and all that. So
And then I think once the Acolyte comes out, you could just start there, even if you wanted to.
yeah,
Because again, like I said, watching Phantom Menace and then Attack of the Clones back, that's rough.
it is.
It's rough. It's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. And then I'm like, I don't want to start him with A New Hope because also weirdly enough, if you watch people I've talked to have watched A New Hope that weren't kids, that were a little older when they watched it, or not like when they were in their teenage years, they're like, it's boring. I
see,
will hear that. I will hear that a lot. I'm like, I don't get that at all. I
yeah,
don't get. I
yeah.
don't
I
get that.
I think there's like a stretch of the movie that's boring, but like nothing. Like the whole movie's boring.
Yeah, like they'll say like it is boring.
Nah,
I'm
man. And
like,
anytime I hear somebody say like A New Hope is boring, the first thing I think of is they probably think old movies bad.
that's what I think it is. I think they just think it's old. It's older. That's just how like 70s movies were paced.
Yeah,
I honestly think A New Hope, I hot take, is like a very well paced film.
yeah, because it's a movie that like it starts off really hot with the stuff with on the Tansit 4, and then it slows down, and then it builds up to like action set after action set.
Right. Like I use this. I'll use this analogy. So, like, when you know somebody is good at basketball, like really, like high level college, or even not even high level college, like NBA guys, like
Mm-hmm.
they'll play at what we call it playing at a different pace.
Yeah,
Like they'll know when to slow the game down or
yeah,
speed up. That's what A New Hope does so well. It knows uh, when to be slow in certain parts. When
mm-hmm.
to be heavily focused on dialogue, and then it knows when it's got to be the bang bang action at
Yeah,
the end. It knows when it needs to be the grand
yeah.
finale.
Well, also like in that like stretch of not much happening, it's also you have to keep in mind when A New Hope was made, it was going to be the only movie in the series.
Right.
So you have to think George was trying to use that like 30 to like 45 minutes to do so much world building. Like you have to think in that 45-minute span, we learned about what Jedi were, how to use the Force, about the Clone Wars,
Also,
and
what
all
part are
that.
they saying is boring?
Yeah, because like I don't even know
Yeah,
where you're going is boring.
there's a heavy dialogue portion like post meeting, I guess Ben,
Yeah.
to like when they get to the Death Star. But like
Mm.
that's all essential stuff.
I would say it's like all like universe lore.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know where this notion that's boring is. Again, is there a stretch where there's not like guns being fired every 3 seconds? No. But like again, it's lore like foundation.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm just saying, like this whole notion that like the first like there's that boring stretch. I'm just like, bro, I'm telling you, like A New Hope was innovative in the stance that it's not boring, slow, but slow doesn't equal boring.
Right. But then these are the same people that will go on to say like Revenge of the Sith is great. It's a good film,
Ugh,
but when there's literally like 8 scenes that are the same
it
exact scene,
rinse the same rinse and repeat
it's
scene.
the same scene. I listen. I'm an Anakin Skywalker stan, but it is the same scene just with different characters he talks to.
Mm,
You know what I'm talking about because we talked about this when we watched together after. The
yeah,
last time I watched was with you. I love the invisible hand stuff, and then there was like a 45-minute stretch of that film where nothing happened, where it could have been done
yeah,
in a 10-minute scene.
yes. I always say this that like, bro, people always remember Revenge of the Sith way too fondly because it's a movie.
Because they remember the third act.
They remember the opening and the ending.
They remember the third act of that film.
Because people don't
in the
realize,
latter half of the second act.
People don't realize it's Order 66 and then the end of the movie. Like,
right.
Up until that point, it's so much of nothing. And then Order 66 and then the movie's basically over.
Think about this. It's the Invisible Hand, Dooku dead, Grievous goes to Utapau. There's that whole side mission with Obi-Wan going to Utapau and then him talking to the creepy guy and then going and fighting on Utapau in the second act. But while that is happening, Anakin is literally doing nothing.
Nothing. Like, they literally have him do nothing.
And speaking. And there's like one interesting, compelling scene where he is eventually turned.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying also, just like,
huh?
Yeah, like, we even talk about how we just said it with A New Hope, slow doesn't equal bad. There was a lot that happened in that 40-minute stretch, but fast doesn't equal good.
Right.
So, I'm just saying, man, I love Revenge of the Sith. It's my number 4 rated Star Wars movie.
I love it too.
But man, it is not a perfect film.
The revisionist history on that film sometimes is like, we weren't alive, dude. We weren't alive for when
It's insane to me. Just again, because when I do my series ratings and all that, I rate stuff based on that alone. Just that. I'm not taking into account Clone Wars or anything else like before that. Except like if it's like a trilogy film or something where I'll be like, how does it build on the other films?
Right.
But I'm never going to be like, oh, well, Revenge of the Sith was pretty shitty for like give or take like 10 years until the Clone Wars finished.
Right. You can't.
Like, no, I have to judge it only based on the realm of in the prequel trilogy.
Right.
And when you have a huge pile of donkey shit, anything can look like a gem when put inside of it.
Right. I think that's a big reason. I think the Clone Wars thing's a big reason. That's why I think it's a little different when people say, oh, people are going to eventually love the sequels. I think it's a little different. I don't think it's completely analogous, but I get why people say that. Because my friend's like, it's the best one. It's the best Star Wars film. I'm like, I'm like,
not.
You love, I say, you love the third act, and the third act is great. I said, love the third act. Yeah. I said, you do not love that movie. He's like, yeah, what about the Invisible Hand? I'm like, yep, that's good. Now talk about the middle of the movie. What happens in the middle of the movie? Well, Obi-Wan goes to Utapau. No, I'm talking about the main character of the film. What is he doing during that time?
Well, and I've been saying this all the time. Like, if people are always like, well, what's one thing you'd change about Revenge of the Sith? The main character's love interest is in like 8 scenes of the movie.
Right.
Like, come on. You're saying with that 40 minutes of Anakin and Padme doing nothing, you can have them go do something.
Right.
Obviously, you can't have a pregnant person flipping around in battle.
Oh, you could.
You could, but like, do we not remember all the like early stage rebellion scenes that got cut? Like, why cut those?
Right.
Why not have Anakin literally do anything else?
Right.
I'm just saying that, like, now obviously, again, with hindsight and with Clone Wars in mind, why did Anakin go say something about Ahsoka? Or something like that? Why didn't he go check in on that? But, you know, with the context of what it is, again, I literally just feel Revenge of the Sith is just one of those movies, man, that in Star Wars, it's up there with Rogue One, Rise of Skywalker, and I'd say Revenge of the Sith are the trilogy or the trio of films that were literally written around acts of the movie.
Yeah.
George, Gareth, and J.J. Abrams were like, all right, guys, this is the big stuff that we got going on in this movie. And some poor writer was like, well, what about the rest of the movie? I don't know. What
Right.
about the rest of the movie?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what they think of the Phantom Menace. I'm curious to see what I think of the Phantom Menace,
Mm-hmm.
having not watched it in a
A long time.
very, very long time. I don't know. I literally do not know. When's the last time you watched it?
Oh, God. It's either when me and you watched it last, or if I maybe watched it one other time after with family. But it's been forever. The
Yeah.
only thing about I remember about that movie, of course I remember the entire movie, but the only big sticking point is no Phantom Menace can join that bunch of movies where it's like big action set piece in the beginning and like so much of nothing in the middle until the end.
Yeah, but there's even that. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you got the pod racing section. Phantom Menace is literally a movie of just up and downs in terms of its pacing.
All I remember from the Phantom Menace is just George saying, I think I went a little bit too far in some places." Just
Yeah, a little bit too far. A little. A little.
a 10-year-old winning a NASCAR race.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, but guess
Fun.
what? He's Force God basically, and that's good enough of an
That's the biggest
explanation.
problem with that film. He didn't need to be 10. He needed to be 14.
He literally, like, he
That's
needs
all
to
you had
just
to
be
do.
older.
That
And
not all,
also,
but that's a big part of it.
bro, they just shouldn't have introduced the Chosen One prophecy. Such a bad thing Star Wars did.
Okay, let's not go there
No, I don't care. I think it's
because I
such a
disagree with that.
no. I think it's so bad because it literally causes anybody who like is presumably somewhat powerful. You just are underdoing Anakin's prophecy. He's supposed to be the powerful one.
You know what's interesting? So in philosophy, we're talking right now about consequentialist versus like non-consequentialist.
Mhm.
So these are people in like ethics. Consequentialists only care about like the end result,
Yeah.
right? They only care about like so let's say if I lie to somebody, but in the end it's a good thing happens. I'm lying for a good intention.
Mhm.
That's what some groups of people believe. And then some ethical groups of people believe like, oh, you should have ethics. You should have a moral code where you shouldn't lie no matter what. You don't care about the consequence.
Oh, now your mic's. uh, oh,
Oh my god, am I back? Am I back?
I think you're coming from your AirPods right now.
No, I should be. Oh my god.
Oh, I think you're good now.
Am I good?
Oh,
Okay. Sorry.
yeah,
See.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, my whole thing with the chosen one prophecy is like, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it works. I think you're and other people are just upset with the way how people perceive it, but I don't really care about that.
No, I'm
Hey,
so burnt because of the fan base on it.
that's also coming from a place of like misinterpreting it. It's not meant to be a thing where Anakin's almighty Christ.
Nah,
He
but then they show in Clone Wars that he is Almighty Christ. So
do they though?
come on
Do
now, the Mortis trilogy
right, but that's not that's one example. I can give you a ton of examples of him getting his ass whipped by Dooku.
one example, bro is tamed two people who nobody else can tame but the father.
He's the chosen one. It's supposed to
He's
prove the prophet. That's the whole point of the arc.
listen. He is Force God. Obi-Wan is Space Jesus. Okay? Let's just accept
So
that.
Anakin's the father.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan is the son.
No, he's just Space Jesus. He's his own
Okay.
entity. He's his
Oh, they're
own
just.
thing.
Oh, we're not going with the Trinity. Okay, I guess so.
No, he's his own thing. Everybody praises Obi-Wan.
So who praises
Everybody.
Anakin?
Nobody. Not even himself.
But
Well,
he's
no, actually, he would praise himself.
he is. What do you mean? He's a narcissist to a T.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I
Uh,
would love to see a narcissist battle between him and Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah.
I would love to see who could like gross the other person out first with how narcissistic they get.
All right. Well, we spent 20 minutes talking on about something we didn't think we'd talk about, but that's okay. That was
It's
fun. That
okay.
was good. That was great. Let's talk about something that we were supposed to talk about but don't want to talk about. The Bad Batch.
I mean, it happened. I'm excited. I thought I could have sworn Rampart was dead.
Arrested in the Senate last season.
Yeah, I remembered it wrong. I was like, because I had to look it up. I had looked up Rampart death, and I was like, oh, I guess he didn't die.
No.
It was Rampart who killed the officer. That's how I remembered it going, or that's how I didn't remember going. But that's how it went.
He killed an officer?
Remember, it was oh my god, I don't remember the episode, but it was like the officer was like, I have to report this. And
Okay.
Rampart was like, no, you don't. He's like, yes, I do. So he killed him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then he got arrested.
Yeah.
For the something with the clones.
Bombing Camino.
Yes, Bob and Camino, even though he was literally ordered to do it. Palpatine with the Uno reverse card, literally.
Yeah.
So these last two episodes have been trying to get back to Tantus. This was post Omega getting recaptured in Crosshair, absolutely airballing a shot. Literally the worst shot I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. These episodes happened.
Yeah. Again, it's just
They happened, I guess. Fun. Echo. Good story. Good week for Echo. I will give it that. Good week for Echo. Shout out Echo.
Again, it's just I don't know. I don't know what it is about the show that's just not clicking with me anymore. Like I don't get it anymore.
It's good.
Yeah, I feel so Secret Invasion about it. Like it's good, like by themselves, but it's like these episodes connected feel so disjointed, and I don't know why.
Like I never feel the drive to wake up and watch them.
Yeah,
I'm not saying wake up at 3 a.m. I'm saying usually it's the first thing I do will be watch one of these to get my day started, just get into my day. I don't even feel the need to do that. I wait to it's the last thing I do in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I am even at the point now where like just watching the episodes, I'm like zoning out completely while they're happening.
Yeah.
Like the smallest thing will distract me because I'll find anything else more entertaining.
Right.
But I don't know. That's just me. I hate being a negative Nancy about the show, but
yeah, I like the show. Like I think it's good. I think there's some really high level Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a connectivity. I don't know what it is. It's just a feeling thing I have. I don't know if it's a connectivity issue. I don't know if it's just a thing I have a hard time resonating with the characters, which is kind of weird considering it's a show about clones and I grew up watching the Clone Wars. I don't know if it's a thing of just pacing. I don't know if it's like the story's not intriguing. The story is intriguing. It's very interesting. I think it could just be a thing too. I'm tired. I'm kind of tired of seeing the Empire.
I think it's that, but I also think it's just like, for me personally, I think I'm just tired of the retcons. I'm tired of just so crazy or story development that happens. Ventress just being back.
Right.
Omega just willingly going back to Tantus.
Right.
It's just like, again, I feel like we're taking so many leaps and bounds to make the show interesting when it's just like, dude, season 2 didn't do that. And season 2 was so interesting, so much fun to watch.
Right.
I feel like with this show, I feel like every episode I watch, my expectations for the next episode gets lower and lower and lower.
Yeah. Again, also a thing, like we were saying, Um, it they really struggle with like having all the characters succeed in an episode. When has there been an episode where all the characters have been like great, or at least good,
Like
or
none
at
of
least
them.
even there, or have had a line?
Yeah, that's the
What
other
like what
thing.
has Record done? Like what did he do this week? He literally like he knocked out an Imperial officer and stayed with the ship. We are 2 episodes away from this show ending and possibly never ever seeing these characters again.
Mm,
Which I'm starting to think, like at this point, Alex, I don't think you can kill him. Like I wouldn't, like some of them, I wouldn't feel anything.
no.
Like if you killed Wrecker, I'd be like, damn, they killed the big funny guy. But I would
Hmm.
like, what would I feel besides that? Like Tech, there was an emotion behind it. Like there
Yeah.
was he had a big purpose on that team. He had a whole arc. He kind of had like a relationship button, like a weird flirty thing with the
Fee.
chick there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So like if he dies, what and then like what has Hunter been this season? Hunter was so cool the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And he's been backtracked and it's kind of the thing they did with Din in season 3, weirdly enough,
Yeah.
where they just take the back seat to somebody else.
Hmm.
You don't have to sacrifice the main character of 2 seasons to build somebody
Yeah.
else
I
up.
think the problem that I have with this show, I think just listening to you talk about it, I think I've gotten what it is. I think number one, I think I'm tired of this animation style now. As much as I love it, I think I'm just
Whoa.
tired of always having to see it. And I think the other problem is I'm just tired of this era of Star Wars. I think I'm just so fatigued because you got to think from 2000 in or 1999 to now, we are still exploring so many prequel era stories,
Right.
and I don't know. It's also the other problem that I have is this was a show that didn't need to be made.
No.
This could have been a book, a comic book, a video game, something else. But
Something.
a TV series that if you think about it, you're paying God.
What is it now? I don't even know what
It's
it
like
is now.
I don't. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
in total, you're paying like $100 something to watch this series,
Right.
and I feel like what I maybe got maybe $30, $45 worth of my money. The other money is just I don't know where it's at.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's just been weird. I mean, again, I like this episode. It was cool. You had a whole heist thing. Rampart was in it. It was cool to see, Rampart have to, take orders from clones. Like I like that whole dynamic, how
Hmm.
his world's like kind of flipped upside down. But like you said, I kind of forgot he existed until I saw him.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things, like it's weird because you remember we had Cut LaQuaine in the show in season 2
Completely forgot he was in the show.
or season 1, excuse me.
Was
But
it
like with season 1, I think it was like one of the very first episodes of season 1, maybe
really?
quite literally the second or third episode of the show. But you didn't forget who Cut LaQuaine was.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, Cut LaQuaine is in one episode of a 2-part arc
Yeah.
in season 2 of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just don't, the characters don't have staying power besides maybe the Bad Batch, and even them, like,
Mhm.
they're suspect.
Yeah.
So
This
it's been
yeah.
rough, man. It's just
This
been rough.
see
I like it. It's just not. It doesn't have staying power. And I know a lot of people are loving X-Men '97 right now. If I look at my timeline, besides sports, I see everybody talking about that.
I haven't watched it. I can't lie.
I haven't watched it either, but I know a lot of people have been praising it, and it's always trending on Twitter. Like people have been saying it's crazy. Captain America's coming back
Yeah, I
in
saw
it, I
that.
guess.
Mm.
So like, they're going for it. It sucks considering the fact that the root of what has made Star Wars great in the last decade plus was its animation, and it's
Mm.
not winning at that anymore. So what
Yeah,
really is it going to be winning? What is it really winning at anymore?
a whole lot of nothing because depending on who you ask, live action is always in shambles.
Right,
So,
right.
I don't know. I just feel like right now, but Bad Batch, it's so funny. Bad Batch, every time it's been released, has always had to go up against so many other way better things. Like, Disney could not release this show at any better times. There are no better times, really. Because you have to think they're releasing this show. Let's see what all did this show released up against in its entire span. It's releasing first of all. It's this season is releasing in the spring of anime, so all of these new anime shows are coming out. So
Mhm.
if you're going up with all these new anime shows, big shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, big shows like Solo Leveling, and you have the Bad Batch. I mean, come on. 9.9 out of 10 people are going to choose literally anything else over the
Yep,
show.
yep.
You have the Fallout series being released. You have X-Men 97 being released. You just have all these other shows coming out, all these other movies coming out. Wasn't it season 2 was going up against another Star Wars show?
The
Because so
Mandalorian
yeah,
season
yeah,
3.
The Mandalorian season 3. It's like, dude, it's like 52 weeks in a year, and you just like cannot
You put it
release
up against another Star Wars show, like not
uh
even
yeah, against another
the
Star
biggest
Wars
show in the
IP.
world, mind you, like
Yeah,
the biggest show in the world.
that's what I'm saying. Is like I think it's the release of the show. I think it's the length of the show. I think it's the story of the show. I think it's just the show itself.
It's like death by a thousand cuts with this show.
Yes.
It's not one big thing. It's not bad, but it has enough. You're cut enough where you're bleeding out,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like, I'm dying. I don't. This is not great.
Yeah.
I again, I got to give credit to the team. I think the animation's great.
Still
I do
great.
think
Yeah.
some of the stories are like Omega's story is obviously very compelling, but then again, it raises more questions than anything. We have 2 episodes of this show left, Alex. We're going to Tantus. It's literally just Hunter, Crosshair, Wrecker, and Echo
Mm-hmm.
going to Tantus. What the hell are they gonna do?
Yeah. We thought we were gonna be getting the Clone Rebellion, all that. Maybe they're gonna get Rex and Cody and all them, but still.
Where is Cody? Like, this dude had 1 episode, and they were just like, "Yeah,
And bro
gone." He went
disappeared.
AWOL.
Bro pulled the one meme. The oh sorry, I just punched the shit out of my mic. He pulled this meme on everybody, and then and
Actually
fades out.
disappeared, and then actually disappeared. Uh, we still have to figure out who that X2 or whatever the hell we're calling that thing is.
Yep.
If it's Tech, it's gonna be Tech, isn't it?
Probably. Nobody in Star Wars can die permanently.
Can you
Unless
please
they're
not be
Shmi
Tech
Skywalker.
for once?
No.
It's gonna be Tech.
I'm actually like almost guaranteeing it's gonna be Tech. Like I'm almost guaranteeing.
Are we doing reverse psychology?
What do you mean?
Are you doing reverse psychology so it's not Tech?
I wish. I wish. I genuinely think they're that uninspired.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I just don't know where it goes. I don't know who. I don't think any of them die now.
I don't either. Like I was so confident going into the season that they were probably all going to die.
Right.
Now I don't see why you'd kill any of them. You know what? I'm so almost prepared for the show to do. I'm almost so prepared for the show Give me a second. I'm being called.
Okay. All right, he's being called. I don't know what he was about to say, but I'll make a bold prediction. I do still think somebody's gonna die. Definitely Wrecker's gonna die.
You still think Wrecker's gonna die?
Yeah, because like who cares? But then the other question I just have is if like none of them die, like what do you do with them?
Obviously, you make a spin-off series about the
Ah,
Bad Batch.
no.
I don't know.
The big problem with this is they needed Omega. They needed to explain this necromancer thing, and they were going to use Omega as a vessel to do that, and they needed some cool characters to do it with. So they're like, let's do it with the Bad Batch. I don't know how far along this idea came along in the process of them making season 7. Like the Bad Batch arc was done for like I think not a lot of people maybe realize this now, but the Bad Batch arc was done
Yeah, it
for
was
a
long
long
time.
time.
Long time.
It just hadn't been animated. It was actually released. It
Yeah.
was released. You can watch it. There's like a whole thing you can watch of it. It's a little bit different, of course, but you could watch it.
Mhm.
They had it done. Like I don't know, like how long in the process of like let's make a show with these guys.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a cool concept, and then again, it's definitely it stayed its welcome. 3 seasons, I think, was like if you, I don't know how they would have done like a fourth. Like if they did a fourth, I think my head would have exploded. I was like, what the hell are you trying to do here at this point?
D. Bradley Baker was probably like, "No, I'm done after this."
I'm done. He's not probably. There's still probably more story with clones,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I would have
probably.
rather have seen than this.
Mm-hmm. This is a
Um,
show that just like they heard that like the Bad Batch arc was received like okay by fans and was like, "Okay, guys, it's spin-off time."
I think that was also overdone by the fact that it was back.
Yeah.
Like it was back. You remember that time? We were just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh shit, the
Yeah.
Clone Wars is back. We get, one last ride,
Yeah.
which is still crazy that even happened.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's weird looking back on it. I haven't watched season 7 since it came out.
Oof.
How do
Watch.
you? I mean, it's obviously something you look at. We literally didn't need. We just needed a little bit of those first 8 episodes are kind of just a teaser, just kind of like
Yeah.
your warm up fights to get you back into it, and then the last 4 was really the home run,
Yeah.
your big title fight. But yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know where Star Wars animation goes after this. I assume again, it's something with Ventress. I think.
Oh, you. They still haven't even explained that. This
You still
show
have
is.
like they made a whole model of like Dryden Voss in Clone Wars season 7. You usually just don't do that for no reason for him to show up once. So like I've still been convinced since that like that's also another thing you need to explain is Crimson Dawn and okay. That do you want to get into that's it.
Yeah.
I'll give these episodes I'll give the previous week like a 6.5. I'll give this one like 7.25. There you go.
I'll give them the fact that they existed. That's
6.
their score. Sure. Again, I told you this. I don't know if this is on the show or off the show. Right now, the Bad Batch is sitting at like season 1 got a 45% and season 2 got a 75. Season 3 is probably going to be down there with season 1. Again,
Unless it has a banner.
no. My number one rule when it comes to rating anything, video games, movies, TV, books, comics, manga, doesn't matter. If I'm bored when I watch it, you're getting an auto F. You're done.
Okay.
It's an automatic 50%. And then if you're even worse than that, like this season is like potentially tying season 1. So, yeah, I don't know. Poor Bad Batch. crazy to think that the Book of Boba Fett is probably gonna like outscore it.
I will give the show some credit. I did like the ending of this episode. I was kind of suspenseful, somewhat.
Sure, but
Not enough for me to like be like, oh my god, this is so awesome. Can't believe it.
yeah,
They did it
no,
again. It was great. You know.
yeah, no.
So, let's stay angry. Can you get into this Ubisoft controversy thing?
Oh, I never thought you'd ask. Let me pull up my Epic Games launcher real quick so I can show you.
Oh my god, you gotta pull something up. Oh my god. You
So,
must be really mad if you brought up something.
oh yeah. So listen, we as gamers.
Do I need to share this on screen or?
Yes, in a second.
Okay.
We as gamers have what we call horrible Stockholm syndrome.
Okay.
We have convinced ourselves that studios can piss, shit, throw up, and beat us up, and that's okay. They can still just take our money.
Right.
Now listen, I know you're not big in the gaming scene.
Okay.
Ubisoft is probably tied with Bethesda as the most controversial gaming studio of all time.
Okay.
They're a massive studio. And they're also known for horrible microtransactions. They're also known for horribly pricing.
What do you mean by
game.
transactions within the game?
Transactions. So
explain this to me like I'm 5. You might have to explain this to me like I'm 5.
Okay, you ready? You see this great bottle of Prime right here?
Yes.
I'll sell you 20 of them for $300. But don't worry, I'll throw in an extra blue Prime just for you.
What? Like,
it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be this Prime, but with a blue cover over it.
So each bottle is $15.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna charge you. I'm gonna charge you $15 a bottle.
And sir, are you high?
If you want the same bottle, but blue, I'm gonna charge you $20.
Sir, are you high?
No, I want your money.
Why not just charge a normal price?
Why would I do that? How am I gonna make money?
Oh, God. Damn it, you're right, dude. You got me
but
there.
Guess what? How about this? I can tell you're on the fence.
Yeah.
How about I just give you a slot machine instead that you can play? And you might be able, if you spend $3,000, you might be able to get 3 of these for free.
So if I just
But guess what? It's on sale though. It's on sale because it's listed as 3,000, but it was 4,000.
So I can gamble, spend more, but get less.
Yeah.
But I only have a possibility of getting it. I'm not guaranteed to get it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that either. Can I just not buy your game?
No.
Okay. Oh, have I already bought your game?
Yeah, you've already bought the game. And here, how about we share this?
How much did I buy your game for?
Just you wait.
This has been fun. This is actually really good. Okay, here we go. We're sharing the screen.
Oh,
let's go big.
So you look. Oh, maybe you paid it for $70. No, you paid $130 for it.
Can you explain why there's a surcharge of like? Whoa, wait. There's three different.
Yeah, there's the $110, the $70 base edition of the game, $110 gold edition, and $130 ultimate edition.
Can you explain why there is a $60 difference between 2 of the games?
So you can get the Millennium Falcon skin for your ship.
So I can't do that with the basic?
No. Why would I let you do that?
Okay. Can you explain here. Explain again. What
Come
are the
on.
major?
Come
Oh,
on. Don't you want the digital art book? Don't you want the Sabak Shark bundle? Come on. Is this not a whole other game's worth of money to you?
the digital art book I can
Just so you
get.
know, when you pay for the $130 edition, you will get the game still. Just so you know. I want you
I
to
get the
know.
base game. I don't get the season pass. Or I get the season pass.
Yeah,
I
but
get three.
yeah. Ugh, that's a whole other problem in itself, too, by the way.
Rogue.
Rogue Infiltrator bundle. Do they even have a picture of that?
What even is that?
To know what that is, sorry. But yeah, listen,
So basically, Alex, if I buy the regular game, I get nothing.
you get the game.
But I don't get the game actually
No. No.
because I don't get to do everything, right?
No, because if you get the season pass, which you get if you get the $110 version of the game,
Right.
which that means they are saying their season pass is $40,
Which is
then you
crazy.
can play the Jabba the Hutt missions.
And I heard something that these missions were kind of essential to play the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, you would think that the criminal game or the crime Star Wars game, you'd get to interact with the biggest crime lord, but that's okay. You'll get to interact with him like once or twice in the main campaign. But if you want the other missions with him, come on now, you gotta pay me a whole other game basically.
So, so in the base game, I basically interact with nobody.
Yeah. I mean, come
Nobody
on.
that they've advertised, like Kira. Can I meet Kira?
You get there. She is in the game. We do know she will at least appear in the game.
Okay.
But come on, don't you want to spend $130 to look like Han Solo?
Oh, I can't customize my character with the base.
You can, but you won't be able to look like Han Solo.
Han
Don't you want
Solo's
your
worth.
ship to look like the Millennium Falcon? Kind of.
That's the Millennium Falcon.
Don't you see it?
I sure.
You don't see. You don't see it.
I mean, I kind of see it, but it's not the Millennium Falcon though.
Okay, you're just lying. See, look, he's even advertised for the game.
But I can only see him like once if
Yeah,
I
you
pay
get the
$70,
exclusive missions for him.
which is a lot of money for some people.
It
For a
sure
lot of
is.
people.
Games, by the way, so the way that pricing for video games used to be, you'd pay $60 for the base game, and you'd pay $80 for the deluxe edition.
Okay.
And with the deluxe edition, you'd get so much exclusive stuff for the game, it'd be worth it. But then sometimes
But it'd be fair.
It would be fair. If you got the $60 edition, you still got a good amount of stuff for getting the standard edition. But the gold or the deluxe edition, you'd get so much more. And this ultimate edition is not a new thing. Old games would charge sometimes like $150 for their ultimate edition. But you'd get like a replica helmet from the game. You'd get like a replica thing from the game.
You'd probably get signed shit too.
Would you get
signed shit?
You'd get the art book. You get the physical art book.
So you get a digital art book. So what does that even? You get it in the art in the game. You get the art book.
Maybe they'll send
you. Don't
you
even get like a physical copy that they mail to you.
No, they'll send you a PDF. They maybe will send you a PDF file.
So like, if I lose it, then that's screw.
Sorry. We'll take $130 for another one.
And then Sabak.
And then a bundle for Sabak.
What?
So with this, literally, it can already...
Not even a game, like, Alex, it's not even a game you could, that's a game that's harder than, like, chess. You have to have people that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You can't even play it.
Yeah, so what this literally tells me right here is they're going to be selling games in the game. This is...
I don't get the $60 more.
$60! And that's before tax, by the way. This
Yeah,
this is
that's a
probably
whole
set. Yeah,
ass other game, Alex.
this is probably $75 after tax. Probably 117 right here.
Yeah,
This is like $140 after tax,
right. This is a whole ass other game.
and they think that this is acceptable.
So what is the big concept? What is the big, I guess, like, give me some of the big gripes. Obviously, the pricing. Is it because? Yeah, just tell me a little bit more. Explain a little bit more
It's
as
the
to.
price gouging. It's
Yeah.
the fact that this is not normal. The
Okay.
biggest thing also, and there's another big red flag, it's the season pass. This
Okay.
is not a regular thing in single player games. A season pass is like for Fortnite. That's like a
Right.
thing that you do that's like limited time content and all that. This is in a single player game. That means they're going to be charging us to play portions of the game. So the
Right.
game is at base $70. You're probably going to be spending closer to like $300
Because of the season pass.
because of the season pass, because of all that, because of
But
the
you can't
most.
get the season pass if I just pay 70.
No, 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 no. You get the game. Is that not enough for you?
Well, like, you advertise this as there being a season pass, so like, why can't I work my way up to that? Maybe.
But you can get the game 3 days early. Come on now.
Sure, when it's in its beta mode, and it's probably gonna be like.
Yep. And this is an
Will it be
Ubisoft
bad?
game.
Will it? Do you think it's gonna be bad 3 days before like it's actually like fully releases? Do you think there'll be like bugs and shit?
This is a Ubisoft game, and they are notorious for their bugs. So
Okay.
yeah, you're paying $130 to be a beta tester for the game. Basically,
For the game,
you're
probably not
paying
to
them
work.
for the game probably not to work. For their Ubisoft has so many game breaking bugs.
I thought they were a good company. I thought they
No,
made good.
they're like one of the most notoriously bad companies.
I thought they made good games though.
To me, the trinity of bad companies is Ubisoft, Bethesda, and Square Enix. I don't
Okay.
know how Star Wars gave them the rights to this game or gave them the okay to make this game.
And this is our first Star Wars game that is non
EA,
EA.
correct. Like this is the first AAA game that is not that. Look, this is what you get. You get three things. Three things for the gold edition.
So what have they said that the season pass will entail? Have they really talked about that?
Oh, you'll figure it out when you get the game. Why would
Oh,
they
we don't
tell?
know.
Why would they release that information when they announced the pricing for the game? Which again, this is not normal. This is not okay. Like this is scam. This is a scam right here. A
That
whole
130
scam.
eventually will become like, for a lot of people, 10 grand if they
Yeah.
just feel like it. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. I'm not big into gaming or whatever, and this game looks cool, but obviously this is a problem. Like, again, it's a Star Wars game. Like, I feel like it should be. Again, I know companies gotta make their money, but this doesn't feel.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a whole ass other game. Like I'm saying, it looks cool.
yeah.
I'm sure people will like it, but and I'm sure it will have no effect on how people already feel about Star Wars. I'm sure this has had none effect on that so far. Am I right on that? It's all happy and dandy
Oh,
here, right?
God. Well, first of all, everybody hates the main character. First of all, look how fucking ugly her model is. She looks like a porcelain doll. She literally looks like she's made of wax. She looks like
Yeah, she looks like she's at the fucking that wax museum, bro.
Yeah, she literally looks like Han's carbonite statue. Like if it could move.
She looks like if Han was frozen in wax.
Yes. Like it's crazy because when this game got announced and the trailer got revealed, there was so much hype around this game. And
Right.
then the pricing got revealed and everybody said, fuck this game.
So a lot of people have been saying that.
Literally, I'm telling everybody right now, if you want to save your money, subscribe to the Ubisoft Game Pass. You'll get the game for free. and then just cancel it after a month when you beat the game. Then you don't
Okay.
have to pay $70 for it, let alone $130
Is
for
this
it.
what you're gonna? This is what you're gonna do,
This is what I'm doing. I'm not paying this much for this game. Again, it's a Ubisoft game, so I'm already skeptical of the game.
right?
And then it's this shit. A digital art book. Digital art book.
Not even a physical art book.
No.
Digital.
At least with like, I believe it was Jedi Fallen Order, when you pre-ordered the game, you got like, I think it was like hours worth of behind the scenes footage for the game, which was so
Which is
fun to
dope.
watch. You got that. You did get a digital art book. You got a bunch of exclusive like lightsaber customizations and droid customization and ship custom. Like you got so much exclusive shit for Fallen Order. Then they followed up with Jedi Survivor. You got
But it wasn't
customizable.
$60 more.
No, I think what? I think Survivor was $70 for the base game and $100 for the deluxe edition. But
That's
again,
not
no,
terrible.
and they had a third edition. They had their Ultimate Edition. You got a replica Cal Kestis lightsaber, like a whole lightsaber.
For how much?
Oh God, I think it was like $150.
Okay, so like you got a physical piece that was made, and it's
Yes, like
still
a full metal piece, full stand, and all of that.
yeah. This is fascinating to me, Alex. It's not good.
Mm-mm.
I don't think it's fair. And yeah, this sucks. When is this game supposed to come out?
August 30th.
Okay, August 30th.
Yep.
I'm very curious to see how it does.
But now I'm just saying this. I knew this game was already going to have some controversy. They
Okay.
revealed the game and then didn't say anything about it for like almost a year.
Right.
So we were like, oh, and then we remembered who was making it, and yeah.
And then there's the other. I mean, there's one other Star Wars game I can think of that might be made, and that's the Eclipse thing. But that may
Haven't
never
heard about
happen.
that in forever either.
That may never happen, right? What studio is this?
Oh, God, I don't remember who's making.
We saw the cool like game engine thing, and they said it might not come out until like 2029 or whatever, or some shit like that.
Quantic Dream.
Okay.
Like the only other major Star Wars game that's coming out is the Knights of the Old Republic remaster.
But that's a remaster. That's not even like.
And then or remake, sorry. But
okay.
Still.
And then but we don't even know what's up with that.
No, they like that shit keeps getting canceled and then relaunched and all that.
And then there's Fallen Order like 3.
Yeah, but that hasn't even been announced yet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're
absolute buffoonery from Ubisoft here.
Okay. Do we want to talk about something cool?
Sure.
Tales of the Empire. Thoughts?
I was not expecting this. I thought it was going to be Tales of the Jedi Season 2.
We were told there would be a Season 2.
Mm-hmm. That's why I could have sworn that they said this was a Season 2.
But this is the Season 2 that they were talking about, just different stories.
That's why I wonder, do you think it's going to be under the same show banner?
I think on Disney Plus it's two different things, but I think in the press release I said it says it's not two different things.
Okay. I wonder what the show is going to be called then. Like the whole show. Maybe like Star Wars
Probably Tales of
or Star Wars Tales.
Star Wars Tales.
Yeah, something like that.
What do you think about the concept, the announcement, just the trailer, just everything overall? But what are you thinking?
Personally, not the people who I would have chosen.
Okay.
It's Elsbeth and slipping my mind. Who else was it?
Barriss.
Um, Varys is cool. I feel like that would have been better suited for Tales of the Jedi, though. I feel like in the stories you could have easily told were the Inquisitor story that we're gonna get in this, probably like the final Inquisitor story with her bombing the Jedi Temple, and then her first story is being like what truly made her turn.
Yeah, what do you think so you think that there's one like during the Clone Wars?
Yeah, I'm probably thinking one's Clone Wars, and then the other two are going to be post Clone Wars during the Inquisitorius.
Okay.
And I think it's obviously going to end with Vader killing her.
Okay. So yeah, let's get into that. That's the big thing. We see him in the trailer. Hear him breathe, just walk. I presume this is on Nur. It kind of looks like it.
Yeah, probably
Um,
Fortress Inquisitorius, yeah.
yeah. I think this is interesting. Obviously, Dave said he had other plans for the character. I think now that he's expanded out this side of the universe with the Inquisitorius, and he wasn't a part of Kenobi, but I'm sure he, as the creative director, he had a hand in it. The Inquisitorius and Kenobi and the Rebels really heavily introduced. We're gonna get that story here with Barris and how in that we see the Inquisitor from uh, Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
We see some of the ones from Kenobi, and also the Grand Inquisitor obviously trained in Barris, and it makes sense, right? Because we see the Temple Guard with Barris when she's arrested. I presume that's obviously one of them's probably the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah. Well, we know one of them is.
Oh, we do know one of them is.
Yeah. We know he was present for the trial.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we'll probably get one Clone Wars story with her, like what actually happened.
Yeah.
Her training to be an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And then like maybe a mission, and then what the hell happens, and then Vader being like, that doesn't work.
Vader sensing a present he hasn't felt for a year.
No, but I'm cool with her story. I'm really excited to see it. I kind of like telling these cool, interesting stories that we had in the Clone Wars and Rebels and those facets in this medium, because they can be non-consequential for other things. We could just have the story told and we don't have to deal with it. They don't have to die in a comic book or a book. Yeah. Take notes. Maybe do that with Asajj Ventress.
Yeah. Well, because if they die in the book, they're still alive.
Or if they die in the book, they're still alive. But it's explicitly stated they're dead, like very dead.
Yep. You could literally say that all of their limbs are gone, head is off, cut in half. No.
Eyes mutilated, still alive.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Barrow story. The Morgan Elsbeth, how do you feel about that?
That's so random to me. I feel like Morgan is such a random thing. They literally have the character who I thought, if they are going to do Tales of the Empire, who they should do. They have Thrawn in there already.
Right. They have a young Thrawn.
I think Thrawn would have been just far more interesting. Because, again, the problem is with Elsbeth, she's dead. So we know there's no sense of threat around her.
Right.
I mean, same thing with Thrawn. We know he's alive. But still, Thrawn has such a story that you need to, such a big story that you could tell in these 3 episodes. You could literally tell, how does he get recruited to the Empire? A big mission with him in the Empire. And then
you could have Elsbeth in it.
Yeah, have Elsbeth in it. But then just like whole 3 parts dedicated to just her.
Like a whole ass episode of presumably what happens on Dathomir.
Yep.
Which, cool. Like, I'm so excited to see General Grievous again. Like, I love him in the new
Yeah,
animation
his
style.
I'm saying his new model looks really good.
It looks great. It's awesome. I'm excited. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I feel like if you're gonna do characters like Morgan Elsbeth, who is like a B tier villain, like
Oh,
I feel
that's
like
generous.
true. I feel like you should really only be doing like an episode or two with her, not three, not taking away somebody's full arc. Because if we remember how Tales of the Jedi storytelling is, they're pretty arc based, where like there's an arc of like something happens to them over this arc, like
Right.
who they are as a person changes through the arc.
Right.
We saw that with Dooku. We saw that with Ahsoka. A little bit with Ahsoka, obviously not as much as Dooku,
Right.
but like again, like Barris, I guess is okay, but Morgan Elsbeth is just questionable at its finest. I also just feel like again in the Empire, there's just so many more interesting people. I mean, you have Thrawn, you have Tarkin, Palpatine.
Right.
I mean, I know we've had him overplayed. Vader, hell, the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah. By the
I,
way, Grand Inquisitor in this animation style, how are we feeling?
he can't look the same in anything. He literally looks like a hybrid of his Kenobi and his rebel self.
Like looks like they tried to make the lawn face, but they
Yeah.
like didn't.
It's like they made it just like slightly longer. I don't know. I also just question why they didn't do that in Kenobi. Because his head in
They
Kenobi,
did it in Revenge of the Sith
yeah.
with the
His
same
head
species.
his head in Kenobi literally looks like a white nub on his at the top of his body.
It's literally just like a big puffy cloud.
Literally. I mean, but no. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be cool that he's gonna be pretty involved, presumably.
Yeah, so the Elspeth, I agree with you. She's interesting, but like you said, I totally forgot she died. She died.
And you know what?
How'd she die again? Ahsoka killed her, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what?
Uh,
Elspeth is the literal, like, she's the biggest mascot and example of a B character, a book character.
right.
Somebody
She's
who don't
Cobb
need to,
Vanth. She's Cobb Vanth.
yeah, somebody who doesn't need like a whole.
But Cobb Vanth has
portion.
actually worked himself up a little bit for a book.
Yeah.
I think he's more interested in that. But yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's also just like I don't need to see Elsbeth surviving the massacre on Death, and like
Well,
we already
also,
saw we already
yeah.
saw that. We already saw what happened.
Also, you've broken lore again with that, because it was only supposed to be one survivor, who's Marin from the Jedi Survivor game or Jedi Fallen Order games.
Yeah, but
She's
you
literally
know,
said to be the only survivor of it. And now we're
how
going to
that
see
works.
somebody else survive it.
Yeah.
Like how the witches in Peridia survived made sense. They're in a whole other galaxy. But like how she survives, like going toe to toe with Grievous.
Right. Like we thought, like you can make an argument like the other Night Sisters are bitches, bro. Like is like Elsbeth
Yeah.
like Ventress obviously has the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even know. Like
that's the best way to describe this show, or a lot of
she's
Star
gonna
Wars
go
right now.
toe to
I don't
toe
even
with
know.
like one of the greatest generals of
One of the
all
greatest generals,
time.
one of the greatest swords fighters in this era.
Right. Non-Force user.
Yeah, bro is literally known for killing a bunch of people who could literally collapse his heart in the blink of an eye.
Right, and collects her and uses their weapons.
Yeah, and literally collects them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful, but like, it's the same thing when we was announced and we're like, we're getting more Ahsoka. It's like,
Yeah, that's how I feel. But again, I like the Ahsoka episodes, so
right.
I think it's
yeah, maybe we like that. I think I'll like the episodes. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's just a case that I need to watch it. Again, I
May the
wasn't.
4th, right?
Yeah, May the 4th. I wasn't overly hyped for Tales of the Jedi. Um, but I mean, because I was really only hyped for the Dooku stuff.
Right.
But and again, I'm really only hyped for the Barris stuff.
Right.
So, but I will say my hype's just not as big this time around.
Yeah, I wanted more of the Tales of the Jedi. I was looking forward to maybe like a Balin Skull story,
That would have been so cool.
uh,
Yeah,
even Qui-Gon.
yeah,
Um, yeah, we talked a little bit about some. I remember we talked a little bit about some of the Jedi we'd like to see. I'm sure we'll come back around to more Tales of the Jedi.
yeah,
Everybody's presuming that we might get Tales of the Bounty Hunter, maybe
yeah.
as the next thing, which I
Probably.
think would
Yeah.
work.
You got Tales of the Bounty Hunters, Tales of the Sith, Tales. I could see Tales of the Mandalorians.
Tales of the Mandalorian. I know you're
Really,
gonna
just
hate this one.
yeah.
Tales of the Clones.
Gosh. No, actually, I'm gonna veto that. If I wanted to watch Tale of the Clones, I'd watch the like 2 animated shows that they have dedicated for
Right.
them.
Tales of
The
the Rebellion.
Tales of the Rebellion. Um, I could see Tales of like the Resistance, Tales of the New Republic.
Tales of the First Order.
Yeah, like I could see all that. I don't know who I'd have in all of them. I feel like that could be a fun thing that we do. Is who we would have in all of these tales of if we
Right.
have
I mean,
to.
there's a lot of them you can do, but
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think you're only
Tales
gonna
of the
find.
Empire is just interesting. I'll just say that it's
Yeah.
interesting. Again. Whoa. Whoa.
Hello.
Focus. Focus. It's just not gonna.
There we go. Again, I just think Tales of the Empire is just a weird choice. But that's just me.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Let's talk about the. Or do you got any other thoughts?
No.
Let's talk about the Disney Plus thing. Disney Plus is adding. You guessed it.
Cable.
Channels.
Remember-
I actually
yeah.
want to read. I want to read the official press release of this. Alex, just give me your thoughts on this because I don't even know how is this going to work.
I could have sworn Disney Plus was made to get rid of cable.
Right.
So why are we bringing it back? And you're making it more expensive. I don't know.
Here.
Craziness.
This isn't confirmed, I don't think, but I think they're seriously considering it. The channels that the entertainment giant could incorporate into its more than 4-year-old streaming service platform would play pre-planned Disney content at all times. They would resemble free ad-supported stream and fast channels and could air content focused on categories like Marvel or Pixar, according to the outlet. Disney told Fox Business that this was speculative and they had nothing to share.
I don't know. So I understand this from one demographic point of view. That is like kids. Like if you want to play like kids stuff, like when my niece is here, play Mickey Mouse in the back, and you can just have it loop and loop and loop, and all that. So fine, but like, why would I want to watch Marvel on loop? Why would I want?
Yeah, I have so many questions about this.
Like, also just like, how? Because if you watch cable, you know most cable is PG. Marvel is not PG. It's a lot of TV 14 or PG 14. Like it's not standard TV PG.
Right.
So I don't know what their plans are here. I don't know what they want to do.
How do you do commercials? Like, are they going to do commercials again? They're losing a lot of money with Disney Plus. This is why they're going to ads now.
Which even then, I called it from the very beginning that going to the to the paid ads format was not going to work.
Nope.
And I fucking called it, and they're in the fucking gutter because of it.
Yeah, they've been Walt Disney in general has been in a little bit of trouble, but like I I am on the. Let me check my Disney Plus actually, because I am in the ad free, but that only means that I don't get ads in the middle of the episode. You still get ads before things start,
which is a scam. You're paying for no ads, and you're getting ads.
Like if I go to my account, I have the Disney Plus Premier, which the annual, which they've been trying to get me to get rid of, but I'm not gonna do it. They keep.
Because why would you save money?
They've been trying to get me off of it. I don't know, because they want me to fucking pay for something. No, I'm gonna stay with the thing I originally got. I've had that since November 12th of 2019.
But
My
Drew,
family has had that since the first day that the app came out.
But Drew. But if you pay $8 right now for this reskin version
Jesus
of the Prime
Christ.
bottle,
No,
that's basically what you're doing. If you pay $8 more for the same service, you're
how
giving
am
us
I
more
getting
money.
ads? I was watching Prime. We were watching some of Invincible. You have ads in the middle of the fucking episode. I don't know how much you pay. I don't know. I don't have Prime. I have to get it for the boys, but I don't have Amazon Prime. How much is Prime?
Prime is like, I think like $15.
You're paying for ads. The whole point of this was to not have ads, right? Wasn't that the whole point of this, was to not have ads?
Yeah. I think also though, I think I can kind of justify that. I'm the Amazon one a little bit more. You are getting Amazon Prime included with it.
Okay, that might be fair then. That might be fair. But still, Disney, ads in the middle is ridiculous.
Yeah. In the middle, ridiculous, yes. Look, I think it's crazy because let's remember a time, Drew, where remember when everybody said streaming was going to kill cable?
Right. It's not. It's not going to.
It's not, because these companies can't get out of their own way. It's literally why I still think the best streaming service in all of the streaming services that are out right now is Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll.
I don't even know what that is, but explain it to me.
It's an anime streaming service.
Okay.
You have the ad-free and you have the ad version. The ad version, I believe, plays like one ad at the beginning. Ad-free is like no ads. Like there's no ads on the entire site.
Okay.
And you want to know who of all people owns Crunchyroll? Sony.
Who?
Sony of all people.
Sony got something right.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they did just like acquire it, but still, they don't plan on changing that. And I think that's a good thing. I think you're paying your premium dollar to not have to see these ads. Honestly, y'all, get an ad blocker.
Yeah.
Get an ad blocker at this point, because I think it's just insanity, man. It's insanity to me.
So like let's go back to the channels concept. I think it would be cool for like 2 days.
Again, I think it's gonna be cool only in specific like very minuscule uses. Like again, if it's for like a kids channel.
You don't think it'll work for Star Wars? Like
No, because who the hell wants to watch? Who the hell's gonna click on the Star Wars channel and be like, oh, I'm on a random ass episode of The Bad Batch. I don't know what's happening. Star Wars is one of those things you sit down and watch. You are sitting down.
I want to be fair, but like if I'm on, because I still have cable, and if like it's in between a game, or like there's a commercial break in a game, and I'm not watching another game on the side. If I go and I'm on like TNT or TBS and I see Star Wars playing, I'll watch it even if I'm in the middle of it. So like I'm thinking even with this, but then again I'm like I would have to open the app and then click on the channel. I'm not gonna do that.
That's what I'm saying. Is like maybe for like National Geographic, Disney, and all of that, it'll be fine. But for like Star Wars and Marvel, they're just IPs you just don't plop in the middle of.
Right. Yeah, let me watch the middle of Ant-Man and the Wasp at the
Yeah,
hour 12 mark, you know?
yeah. Like it doesn't make sense, and it's not gonna work. But like again, if you're like if you're a parent and you have a little baby who's watching Mickey Mouse, or anything like that, or some Disney XD stuff, super easy to just throw it on. The only other instance that, again, I can throw it on is if your kid's getting ready for school. You throw on whatever's on.
Right.
But yeah, just again, personally, I don't feel like this is going to be worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a waste of time, waste of energy. Um, and I think that they'd be better off putting those resources elsewhere.
Yeah, I totally agree. Um, Alrighty, what a great show. Hour and 20 we went for. That was good.
Lots of
Uh,
complaining, but like,
hey, it was fun. I had a really fun time.
mm-hmm.
As always, thank you for watching episode 119 of the Wars and the Stars podcast. We talked about a lot of stuff today. Talked about the Bad Batch. We talked a little bit about how you should watch Star Wars and just reminisced on some of the old films. Talked about the Ubisoft, Star Wars Outlaws controversy, Tales of the Empire. And yeah, it was a great show. We'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll recap the end of the Bad Batch, and that will be our last show for like a little bit because the Acolyte won't come out until the end of the month. So we'll have like
Yeah.
a 1 month break, which I'll need because I'll
Yes.
have finals and then I'll be getting back into work and studying for my OAT test. I can't believe I'm already talking about my third school that I have to go
This
to
year
after.
went by quick. It
I
was
fucking
quick.
It's weird because like the high schoolers are on April break up here, so they're not done until like the first week of June or the second week of June. I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
I'm
Well, no,
already
because
done.
I remember like at work they were talking about, hey guys, it's time to ramp up for spring break. I was like, spring break? Didn't they just get back from Christmas break?
Right?
It
Yeah.
never feels. They always feel so far apart when you're in school. When you're outside of school and you're viewing in, you're just like, wait, didn't you guys just get
But
back from
college is
break?
way different though, Alex. It like breezes.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, I be hearing about all these breaks, and I'm just like, why are you on break already? What are you
Yeah.
doing in school?
Right. You sound like the
And
old man on the lawn now. You're just like, what the
yeah,
hell? What are you doing?
why are you here right now?
um. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna do it. As always, may the force be with you, and may you stay burdened with glorious purpose. And we will see you next time. Peace.